If you don't know what this is, this video is for you. Loctite Red 271 Threadlocker is simply an adhesive for fasteners like these nuts and bolts. Red is the permanent or very hard to remove formula. Shake well before use. Apply to the bolt threads where the nut will be placed. Thread on the nut. Torque to the desired torque measurement, in this case 11 foot-pounds. Let's set up this loose nut with Threadlocker. And torque down this nut with 11 foot-pounds also. I'll explain why in a few seconds. 5 samples of each were assembled, and the Threadlocker was allowed to cure for 24 hours. Lecture time. Threadlockers are 1-part anaerobic adhesives. They cure on contact with metal surfaces and in the absence of oxygen. Now back to the fun stuff. Let's test the breakaway torque of a plain control sample. Breakaway torque is the force needed to break a fixed fastener loose and start rotation. On this sample, the breakaway torque was 10.1 foot-pounds. On a side note, a more fun way to test Threadlocker is with a vibration test. Check out my channel for that video. After curing, the Threadlocker holds the nuts in place. Let's test the breakaway torque of a so-called loose nut, 15.8 foot-pounds, and the prevailing torque of 12 foot-pounds. Prevailing torque is the force needed to continue rotating the nut after it has been broken loose, and makes it hard for fasteners to spin off freely. Let's repeat the process with the tightened or loaded nuts. Breakaway torque of 15.7 foot-pounds, and the prevailing torque of 13.3 foot-pounds. Before getting to the results, here's a look at the fully cured Threadlocker after the nut was broken free and removed. And here are the breakaway torque results for all 5 samples of each. We'll remove the high and low values, and then calculate the averages. Notice that on average it took almost twice the amount of torque to break away the nuts on the no-load and loaded Threadlocker samples than the control average without any Threadlocker. And now the prevailing torque results. Again, we'll remove the high and low values, and then calculate the averages. Looking at Loctite's technical datasheet for 3/8 by 16 zinc-plated nuts and bolts and converting to foot-pounds, our breakaway torque was much higher than their range maximum, and just above the prevailing torque range minimum. If you like this video, check this out.